Is it about being the smartest person in the world, or being a prisoner within your own mind? For Beth Harmon, the two were never mutually exclusive. When we watched The Queen's Gambit, we thought we were witnessing the rise of a prodigy. But in reality, we were watching a tragic war. A battle between a shattered childhood, a defense mechanism built on chemicals, and a desperate craving for control. Beth could dominate everything on those 64 squares. But what about the chaos outside the board? Today on MindSense, we're looking past Beth Harmon's opening moves to analyze the depths of her trauma-stricken mind, the psychological roots of her addiction, and why winning was, for her, a matter of life or death. If you're ready, Checkmate starts now. Part 1. Early childhood trauma and the abandonment schema. Beth's story begins with one of the most agonizing wounds in psychology: attachment trauma. Surviving her mother's suicide attempt while being left entirely alone in the wreckage created a profound, unsafe world perception. When she's sent to the orphanage, instead of love and affection, she's met with rigid discipline and tranquilizers. This environment forces Beth to suppress her emotions rather than learn how to process them. Finding no figure to fill her emotional void, she fills it with two things: chess and chemicals. Part 2. Chess as a need for control. Why chess? Beth says it herself. It's an entire world of just 64 squares. I feel safe in it. I can control it. I can dominate it. From a psychological perspective, Beth attempts to manage the unpredictability of the outside world and her fear of abandonment by retreating into a game with absolute rules. Chess isn't a hobby for her, it's a survival mechanism. The reason she crumbles so completely after a loss isn't just about the game. It's because her fragile sense of control over her universe has been shattered. Part 3. Substance abuse and the prodigy's illusion. The green pills Beth is introduced to as a child serve as her escape hatch from trauma. But the tragedy lies in her belief that her genius is tethered to those pills. The giant chessboard she sees on the ceiling isn't just a hallucination. It represents her mind entering a state of hyperfocus triggered by the substance. In psychology, this is known as a maladaptive coping strategy. The substance she uses to numb her pain eventually becomes a core part of her identity, leading to the debilitating belief, I am nothing without the pills. Part 4. Social isolation and emotional blunting. Beth struggles to connect with those around her. People are unpredictable. Chess pieces are not. The cold, detached demeanor she maintains in her relationships is actually a fortress built to prevent her from being hurt again. She carries her mother's legacy, the idea that loneliness is your destiny, like a suit of armor. However, the true climax is not her final victory on the board, but the moment she breaks her cycle of isolation with the help of her friends, evolving from a lonely giant into a person capable of human connection. Beth Harmon taught us that the fine line between genius and madness is often just a veil draped over our traumas. Real victory isn't toppling the king on a board, it's finding the strength to walk out of the dark prison of your own mind. Today on MindSense, we peered into the inner world of a genius. What is the chessboard you retreat to when you need to feel in control? Let's talk about it in the comments.